Okay. Normally, I don't respond to a lot of things when people sends me messages or whatever. But I've gotten to the point I want to start doing it. I don't want to sound like a Jimmy Rant or anything like that. I'm being Joan. First of all, I'm not a coward. Bottom line, I'm not a coward at all. I have no problems defending myself when I need to. But the fact is, it was brought up that they would fight to the death for their food, and they would not stick their tail between their legs and run. Did not say I was a coward. Did not say I was sticking my tails between my legs and run. What I said is, I have an advantage that many don't. I have advantage because I have food in other places. I also am able to live off the land, and I would teach the people in my neighborhood how to harvest their own food and raise their own food in order to survive. Bottom line, that's what I would do. Now, G-Man said he would fight to his death for his food. He's 60 and he has a set of parents that are 82. In a situation like that, and you cannot leave your home, and you're taking care of the elderly or the handicapped, but then another comment says seniors will die. 7 soldiers to me. The odds ain't in my favor. They're going to kill me over this handful of food. Because as soon as SHTF happens, I'm going to start moving my food around. I want to move it everywhere. It's going to be a number of spots. It doesn't matter if I have 3 bags of beans, a bag of flour, and some water left, or whatever. The fact is, beans is protein. I can eat thistles. I can eat clovers. I can eat plantain plants. I can do creeping Charlies. There's dead nestle out there. There is plenty of plants out there that I can live off of and survive. So I'm not going to risk my life against 7 soldiers. I'm not a coward. It's called common sense. But those who have to fight for the food, I understand. Especially when you got handicapped people and you've got people of senior age who is totally dependent on you. You may feel that's the only option you have is to stand there and fight for your food. But then you're looking at this too. Chances are every one of you are going to end up dead in that situation. Like I said, I've seen preppers' houses on some of these sites and be nothing but glass windows, a wood building. I'm not stable in a house here. Bottom line, I need metal doors that I want. I want bars I can put on my window where I can take them off and put them on when I need to in an emergency situation to protect myself. I want the storm type windows that is non breakable, that does not break that easily. Let me put it that way. Like bulletproof glass in a way. I want these things here. Even with the metal doors, even with the bars on the window, even if I put I had shutters put on my windows where I could slide them down, panels, and slide them down. And I do have a brick house, but they can still try to cause problems, and then I would stand a better chance of surviving in that situation. But if I live in an apartment and I have a wood door, they're going to bust it down. So there's a problem there. If I live in a trailer, that's going to be a problem. It's a hang if you do and a hang if you don't. I have the vantage point. People who are prepping, even down to the earth preppers, the beginner preppers who has things put up and has read and realized they need to put food in different places. Not all, like I say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, as they say. They are learning. There is alternatives to make and do. You've got to think about, where else can I hide my food? Where else can I put food? What can I do to make them not realize that I have this? Is the food in your kitchen worth your family dying over? Because most people, like I said, most people, not talking about people who puts food up. I'm not talking about these preppers who preps. I'm not talking about these farmers who put their canned goods and things like that up and learns how to fix their own meats, and these hunters and these survivalists and these bushcraft people, these people living out. I'm not talking about these people in particular, but even they are vulnerable to attack. And if they are geared up, there is a one family they put on TV, didn't last very long. They had bars on their windows. It was a brick house, looked like a castle. And they practiced defense and everything. They practiced all this and dared anybody come around them. So they have put their money together as a family and created this environment to protect themselves. But most people does not have that advantage. Most people does not have that advantage. And in the case of martial law, like I said, and I doubt very likely they're going to come around and be collecting food, but you're going to have to look at this. Are you where you can protect your family? Are you able to protect yourself? And is that food worth the life of your family? It's a lot to think about. But I'm no coward. I didn't like the phrase. It upset me because I'm not a coward. Because I have other avenues where most people don't. Most people's going to fight for their last bit of food. They're going to fight to the end for that last bit of bag of rice they got. They're going to fight for that last bag of rice. And I don't blame them if that's the route they want to go. Because they have no other options. They don't know how to live off the land. They don't have food in other areas. They go to the restaurants and buy their food all the time. They go to the store every other day. They have no knowledge on how to survive. So they are going to fight over that last bag of rice. They're going to fight over that last can of beans to the death over it in order to survive. They are going to fight over it, and that's fine. But I don't have to because I have other avenues. Like I said, my food will be in other areas. I will live off the land. I will do what I have to do to survive. There is a difference. Every day I'm learning something new. Every day I'm learning how to take care of things. Every day I'm learning how to prepare things. Because for me, the possibility of being forced to bug out, being forced to go into nature and live in nature and survive in nature is an option I may have to do. Do I want to live out there all the time? Not really. Not in a homemade tent or whatever. Hopefully I will be able to eventually find a cave or something other maybe I can turn into a shelter. Hopefully I'll find a hollow out tree somewhere up there. Depends on what area you go to. Most people are going to run to the warmer climates. Whatever breakout there is, if there's a virus breakout, it's chaos, people are going to head to the warmer climates. I want to head the opposite way. People think I'm crazy, but I want to head where there's not a lot of people. And yes, I'll have to hustle and I'll have to bustle and I'll have to harvest my food and put it up and get myself through the winter months. But I'll do it because I know me. And I'm not a coward. I will rip you apart just as quick as I can the next person. I have no problems with that. I have no problems ripping your vocal cords out. I have no problems ripping your private areas out. And I have no problems of making you blind. I'm very capable of taking care of myself. Even with my physical limits, I am still very capable of taking care of myself because I think and I calculate what I can and cannot do. And having 7 people at my door wanting my handful of food that they're going to see, and they can go around and tear the house up and look for more food, more power to them, because I'm not going to worry over that because I know what I can do. And I'm no coward. Now, you can fight to the death for your food, and that's your right. But I don't know if your home is very secure. I don't know where you live at. I don't know if you live in an apartment. I don't know if you live in a trailer. I don't know if you live in a wooden house. I don't know if you live in the suburbs, whatever. You have to make sure your house is secure if you are a prepper or even a non-prepper and thinking about prepping. Then you need to think about your financial situation and the options of what you need to do to secure your home and reinforce it to prevent the marauders getting into your house. From fire extinguishers to gas mask possibility. Like I said, I did an episode showing how to use a briar and turn it into a filter, a mask to where is a filter thing. The thing is, I show a lot of stuff that some people think is crazier than a June bug. But I'm a survivor. And I'm not no coward. No way. I just choose to survive. And if they want my handful of food they're going to find, they're welcome to it. Because I have other areas and I have other avenues. And I'm going to be here in this community. And I want to start teaching these people how to survive. I want to start teaching some of these people who's never done it in their entire life, has never even raised one plant. I'm going to share my knowledge with these people and help them get through another day. So, that's your choice. Do you want to fight to the death for your food? Do you think it's worth it for everybody in your family to get killed over a handful of food? Now, if you're a prepper or if you've got food stocked up for a number of years and you're prepared and you've got your home prepared and it's barricaded and it's metal doors, you got everything pieced up and you stand a fighting chance, a 50-50 chance of survival, I don't blame you. I'd do it too if I was where I could do it. I'm not happy. I'm upset. Like I said, I've got a lot to learn. I'm still learning, and I want to share what I learn with people. I think I consider this a calling. I consider that those of you who believe in God, I do believe in God. I believe God has put me here for a reason. I've always believed that. I'm different. I've been different from people since day one. Always different. Always seen things different. I don't just see a tree like most people see. I don't see just the woods like most people see. I see life. I see that tree has insects, fungus, moths, everything. I can see more past that tree than most. But I'm not a coward. And if I was in a situation where my home was totally secure, and I thought it was feasible for me to stand my ground and fight them off, I would. But for me, it's not right now. Maybe later it is. Maybe later. But I'm not a coward. Just because I choose to let them have whatever food they see does not mean I'm a coward. Does not mean I'm sticking my tail between my legs and running. It means I'm being smart because my food is in other areas and I can live off the land, and I'm teaching other people what they can live off of in a situation if it happens like that. I hope y'all are prepared. I hope y'all have made your home secure. I hope you have plenty of food. I hope you got food in other locations. And I hope all of you learn and have knowledge of living off the land because you're going to need that. I hope you have seeds put up to raise for crops and stuff. You need it. If you don't, you need to start getting into those seeds. You need to start doing your research. You need to start getting those books. You need to start learning what you're going to have to do in a SHTF situation that may or may not ever happen in your lifetime. But if it does, you need to think about it. This is Live Prepper here. I want you to be safe, be happy, bless you all.